is a serious shortage of attractive, eligible, mentally stable, emotionally available men. We need to get a search party together, figure out what has happened, where have they gone, and what do we do about this? Because it's a problem.
Look, I have said this before and I will say it again. There is no shortage of good men. It is simply that you don't see the men that are good men in your life as dateable. But they're probably good friends, like they're probably in your friend zone. And then for the good men that aren't in your life, it is because they're not looking to date. They probably spent far too long.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Paternity Makeover. Today I'll be checking out she thought paternity fraud was a good idea until she paid the price. Let's get into this.
To prison for 5 years. When I got out of prison in 2003, I paid child support from that day until just February of last year when I lost my job.
Only because they garnished your wages.
Absolutely, that's what they do. And I actually asked my public defender, where's the proof? I've yet to see proof that the child's mine.
The sensitivity of this issue ran 2 tests. The results are as follows. In the case of Manser versus Sear, Mr. Manser, you are not
God.
his father.
Oh, man. 5
Child
years
he
in
have been
prison.
taken care of for how many years?
Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. This is why. This is why I did what I did.
But this is
and acted-
nothing I made up. The lab did
You
it.
made it all up. You
No,
made
I
those-
did not.
Well, those results
I
apparently
don't know
are made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
Is she
should be
serious?
convicted of some crime.
No, I should not. I did
That
not.
is
Mr.
fraud.
Manser, Mr. Manser,
That is fraud.
I know you're upset. Miss Sear, do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is.
Yes, I talk to him still. Another breath, he's calling me a liar.
You cannot stand there and really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison.
She really had the nerve to make it about her after she got exposed for lying to her son his entire life and lying to her ex-husband, causing him to get sent to prison for 5 years because he couldn't afford to pay child support for a kid that wasn't his. It doesn't matter what she did. In her mind, it's not her fault or her problem.
Oh my God, yes! Oh my God, I'm officially divorced! Yes!
Shake me.
Oh my God!
Your brother.
What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me? That all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
What happened?
This is not fair. Like he doesn't have to pay nothing?
If you weren't treating marriage like a retirement plan, you wouldn't be in this.
Oh no, that's not true. This is not about her benefits. This is about her children. Because she was speaking about child care, like child support, not about alimony. If I heard correctly, this is no way in me siding her or her husband for the divorce, but I'm speaking based on what she said. She was speaking about child support, and then at the end you hear when she said that all the financial burdens on her, which means financial burden of the kids are on her. So in as much as I kind of understand this guy that has the page, he's basically against women, which I understand most of the time women, they can be evil and stuff, but this woman is going through a lot of financial burden. See how happy she was that she divorced her ex-husband. Maybe it was a bad situation. I'm not saying she was right or the man was wrong. I'm just saying that you could see the joy in her face finding out that the divorce is over. But finding out that she had to bear that financial burden on her own, it actually broke her, because only her can be taking care of the kids on her own. This have nothing to do with her alimony. You didn't hear her say, oh, the alimony is too small, which is her personal money. This is about her children's child support.
situation. Now she's upset because she's being held responsible for her actions and can't use her ex-husband as a financial servant for the next 2 decades.
Men are not cut out for work, women are. At best, men are cut out to compete and dick measure with other men.
Oh my. And why precisely would an individual think that?
How I know that? It's because every time they lift a finger, men want a fucking cookie and a parade. Men talk so much shit about, I gotta go to work, and oh, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted. Like, meanwhile, women will literally carry a child for 9 months in their body and then birth it and be like up and walking around the next day.
Wow. It's almost like that's what the human female body is designed to do. But go on, I'm sure that the rest of this will be just riveting.
That's what work is. You have to understand, all of life is work. And every time you take a shortcut, you hurt yourself in the long run. And if you want to live a good life, all of it, from morning till night, has to be some type of work.
No kidding, is it? I'm beginning to wonder if this entire video is just a compilation of statements of the obvious.
Women are called slobs and bad wives and bad girlfriends if they don't know how to cook, clean, do laundry, organize stuff, plan stuff, all of these things. They're typically the only one that does them in the house. All of that is work. And men will want a fucking cookie for leaving the house 8 hours out of the day and exchanging their time for money.
It's rather sad that some individuals aren't better at disguising how much they truly dislike men just for being men. They string a bunch of pretty words together and hope that it actually sounds like a coherent thought that's been put together.
Sure.
That's right, gentlemen. Men don't work at all. We just compete with each other for cookies and parades. Wait till she finds out who built society and everything around her and maintains all of the services she relies on to survive.
Would you date a guy that makes $75K a year?
No, that's so cute. No. With inflation in this economy, I absolutely could not. I don't think that he could afford our groceries. And I mean, and I'm buying organic, and obviously I'm buying all like grass-fed, grass-finished beef, no seed oils, so no, we couldn't afford that at Whole Foods. No.
No Whole Foods for this guy.
No Whole Foods. We're
How
back at
much
like
do you
Publix,
gain?
like the sale section.
Like Walmart groceries.
Walmart groceries, yeah.
Where are the real men? Where have you gone to? And I'm talking handymen, men that can fix things, men that can do manly things. Where are you?
Where are they? They're off enjoying life. They're doing the manly things that you think they don't do anymore. They're hunting, they're fishing, they've gone golfing, they're hanging out with their buds, and those things around the house, they've already done them. In fact, they do them ahead of time so they don't become a problem. You know, those things that you all claimed aren't really a big deal, that only take a few minutes here and there. Nothing like having to, I don't know, spend the 3 minutes it takes to load a dishwasher or put a load of laundry in the washer. And now, ladies, after telling us for decades that you didn't want us, didn't need us, you're strong and independent, you can do anything a man can, men have heard you, and they're letting you do exactly that. And y'all have suddenly figured out that, well, maybe that's not what we wanted. We don't want to have to do those dirty jobs and possibly break a nail or get our hair and makeup messed up. We don't want to have to climb ladders or go into dirty, spider-infested basements to have to do some repairs. We don't want to do any of that. And some of you figured, well, we'll just hire men to come in and do that. Only to find out that's gotten pretty expensive now. If you can even find one because they're so busy. You ladies created this situation. Now you get to own it. Which begs the question, why are you asking these questions? You already know the answer. The problem is you don't want to acknowledge that you're the ones responsible for it. You don't want to have to take accountability that you told men to go away and they've done just that. And I hate to break it to you ladies, but they ain't coming back anytime soon.
I'm not sure why nobody wants to speak up about this, but I guess I'll be the one to do it. There is a serious shortage of attractive, eligible, mentally stable, emotionally available men. We need to get a search party together, figure out what has happened, where have they gone, and what do we do about this? Because it's a problem.
Look, I have said this before and I will say it again. There is no shortage of good men. It is simply that you don't see the men that are good men in your life as dateable. But they're probably good friends, like they're probably in your friend zone. And then for the good men that aren't in your life, it is because they're not looking to date. They probably spent far too long in a relationship that took advantage of their goodness. Those men are either working, they're either at home, or they're just hanging out with friends, or doing some sort of hobby in seclusion. So if you really do want a good man, you better look in your friend zone or do all that you can to put out positive energy about men, because they will see you and they might take a chance on you.
That's true, honestly, because There's one thing I read and saw. It was be nice to anyone you meet in life because they are going through something you know nothing about. So at the end of the day, regardless of the circumstance you meet someone in, they have been through something, they are going through something, and just be nice to them because you don't know how severe or how hard life is to them. So the same way with the men, they have gone through a lot. Some of them don't even want to date or put themselves out there because of how tedious or how hectic that last relationship was. So when you meet someone in any situation at all, try and be nice to them so that they feel safe enough to let their guards down. And don't pretend to be nice. Be nice, nice actually. If not, then just let them be. This goes both ways, either male or female. So let me know what you think. Bye.